Played the jamboree Friday night. Your thoughts about the jamboree?
Well, we certainly found a lot of things that we can work on this week in practice. I mean, it was a little rough, especially offensively. Defensively, I thought we played well for the most part. Made a lot of mistakes, which, you'd rather make them in the jamboree than in the first game. So we're going to spend the week trying to correct those mistakes.
What will you try to improve?
Well, assignments primarily. I felt like we had a lot of missed assignments, blocking assignments that, our kids it wasn't that they didn't execute, they just did the wrong thing. So we certainly have to go back and kind of clean those things up.
More mental than physical?
I think so. I think it was more mental. You have the first game jitters in a jamboree as well, and we had a couple of kids go down early, and so their backups went right in there into a varsity situation, and they didn't handle it especially well. But again, you'd rather have that happen in the jamboree than in week one.
Talk about number 30, big number 30, had a nice little game there.
Yeah, Chris Little, he'll be our fullback, and he's a big kid. He probably weighs about 205, so he's tough to bring down, low center of gravity, and we're going to expect a lot of tough yards from him this year.
Nice to have a big back and small backs for a nice little change of pace.
Yeah, we do. Joe Lewis and Clint Shannon will be our halfbacks, and they're quite a bit quicker than Chris, but certainly not near as big. So we do have a good complement there.
As far as your passing game, how were you pleased with that?
I was pleased with the passing game. We had some protection issues with some of our play action game, but as far as our quarterback and our receivers running the routes and completing passes, I was very pleased with that part of it. We just have some issues with our pass protection.
You've got to get it together pretty quick. Palmyra is a pretty good team.
They're very good. We saw them on film from their jamboree over at Hannibal, and they dominated. And a lot of seniors this year. They've had those kids starting for them for about 3 years, it seems like. So they're ready, and I know it's going to be a big challenge for our kids, but I think we'll be up for it.
Okay. You have to win the first game, to go undefeated and keep that, to start the season off on a good note. So this is just very, very important.
First game is really important. You want to get started on the right foot. You want to start building momentum right away. And it won't be the end all be all if we don't win. But certainly, the first game you put a lot of importance on it. You work up to it for 3 weeks of practice. So hopefully we'll come out and perform well.
How important will that first quarter be to set the tone and the tempo, at least for your team, confidence-wise, that they can perform and do the blocks and do the little things? How important will that be now?
I think it's going to be crucial, especially this year with all the experience that Palmyra brings back. We're going to have to weather that first quarter storm, if you will, and I think if we can stay with them through the first quarter, then our kids will gain confidence.
Is it like a punch in the mouth? You want to punch them maybe before they can punch you?
Well, certainly you'd love to get out on top early, but that doesn't always happen, and you have to be able to counter punch, if you will, when you do get punched in the mouth.
Okay. Are you as excited this year as you were when you started?
I think so. I've always told myself whenever I can sleep the night before practice starts and I can sleep the night before the first game, it's time to get out. And I'm still not sleeping, even though it's not there yet. But I think I am. I feel like I am. I hope I am.